this is good to know. Even when things are stressful, being stressed is a choice. And that's a hard one. It's hard to say, oh, that's a choice, but it really is. You have what it takes inside of you to not be as stressed, to feel good even when things are bad, to calm yourself down. Stress isn't good. Stress is really, really bad. We know that. Your yoga can help with that. I'm Jan. This is 316 Yoga. This is your yoga from home. We do yoga every single day, live, start to finish, just like a real class. No cuts, no changes. You get what you get. It's real. It's real. And I'm glad that you're here. The recordings stay up for a while too, so you can catch us non-live if you want, but we don't do any edits. It's just a real class. This is a 1-hour restorative practice. Every day the practice is different. Every day we do different things. Every day is designed to work to make your body stronger, more flexible, more mobile. And in doing that, you also calm your mind. Today we're going to focus on the hips, because the hips is where a lot of us hold a lot of tension. You don't realize it, but you hold your tension in your hips. We got some great poses. Have a pose that we haven't done in a very long time that I think you're really, really going to love. So be near a wall today. And grab your other props as well. You're going to need your bolster, your blocks. I love the eye shade and the little hand towel. They're very versatile. And a blanket. You're going to use that today. So easy peasy. Last week in our restorative practice, we did, with items around the house. Like I say, you can always grab, the bolster from your sofa, and, you don't need blocks. You can grab other pillows, but make it work for you and have fun and have an open mind about how this can alleviate your stress while making you stronger and more flexible and more mobile. Okay, so here's the deal. Lock in a stress number to begin with. A stress number on a scale of 1 to 5, 1 to 10. Where's your stress right now? Just give it a number, remember it, and we'll come back to it. Okay, so the first pose we're going to go into is our child's pose on our bolster. So, again, make it work for you. I'm just going to take this bolster. I'm going to place it on my mat, and I'm vertically, and I'm going to come on down, spread my knees, and rest my chest on the bolster. So rest your chest on the bolster, and as you settle in here, I'd like you to think about a word. All right, so here's the word to think about today. As you close your eyes, breathe in, breathe out, the word is peace. So peace, think about finding peace in your body. Peace, think of it as freedom from annoyance, distraction, anxiety, worry, and stress. Let it go. Focus on tranquility, serenity, and peace. So as you're down here, sink your chest to the bolster. Turn your head left or turn your head right, whatever feels good. We're not going to worry about it today. Let your head rest. Let your arms rest. Let your chest be heavy on your bolster. Deep breaths in and big sighing breaths out, letting tension go. Don't hold on. I know it's more easily said than done, but just imagine your body is heavy. Remove the tongue from the roof of your mouth. Close your eyes and just breathe. In through the nose. Big audible sighs out through the mouth. Really take your exhales to their fullest extent. Really think of letting all the air go. One of the hardest things to do is to free your mind of thoughts. Try not to think about what was, what's going to be. Focus on the here and now. Use your senses to just feel the room around you. The feel of the mat beneath you, the smells. Just breathe. And after you've let go of audibly exhaling problems, close your lips and just breathe in and out of your nose. And focus on the sound of your breath. We'll be here for a little bit. I'll let you know when it's time to come out. And don't neglect turning your head every now and then to just feel good. Deepen your breath and just focus on your breath. Think of it as like a calming wave on a beach. Tide comes in and tide goes out consistently with no worries, no cares. Calm your anxious mind. Take a deep breath in and a slow, deep breath out. This is your practice. This is your time on your mat. It's valuable time. Use it wisely. Perhaps you'd like to stay here longer in this child's pose. Maybe it feels really, really good to you. And if that's the case, you should stay longer. The pose I'm going to move to next is going to be a chest opener using this bolster and the blocks. You decide if you want to stay or if you want to go. If you want to go, come on up. Find your 2 yoga blocks. Place them in the shape of a letter L at the top of your mat. Maybe grab your eye shade and your blanket too. Place the bolster on top of your setup and come on to a reclined position. So bring your bottom up to the base of the bolster and recline here. Now we're going to bend our legs because I said the focus today is the hips. But if you don't want to bend your legs, you can keep your legs long. But to get into the hips, bend your knees and take that butterfly pose or cobbler-like pose where you bring the soles of your feet together and open up your knees. Now here's where extra blocks or extra blankets might be nice. You could slip them under the knees if you don't like the knees hanging out in space. You can place the blanket. It's a little weighted, a little heavy. You could place that on the inner thighs to just encourage the legs down a little bit. Sandbags work too. We've talked about those. Just get comfortable in this stretch. Use your eye shade or your towel to cover up your eyes. Let your arms hang down by your sides, palms face up. And let your chest be open. Eyes closed, shoulders away from the ears. Adjust so you are comfortable. And just breathe. No thoughts. Just breath. I'll let you know when it's time to come out. Deepen your breath. Deepen your breath. Take a deep breath in and a slow, deep breath out. You can stay here longer if you like. I'm going to move into a big twisting pose. Think like when we do our supine twist, very similar pose to that. If you'd like to stay here longer, stay longer. If you'd like to come out of it the way you came in. Bring the legs back together, send them long, and just kind of roll off of your bolster. Once you've rolled off your bolster, remove it and remove your blocks too. Just scoot them aside. But don't have them down near your waist because we're going to twist, so they'll get in the way if they're down near your legs. So place your blanket on your mat. It's going to be a comfortable little pillow for your head and your shoulders. And then come on down, recline here. Let that blanket feel good. Now we're going to bend both of our knees. Hug them in just for a second. And let them fall to one side. Both knees together. Let them fall to one side. So your hips are going to be stacked. Arms will tee out. And rest here. You might want to put a towel. A block might be a little too much, but maybe put something between your knees if they're not resting comfortably on top of each other. You're in a big twist here, palms face up. You can look to the left or a little slightly to the left. You decide what feels good in your neck. Look to the left. If your knees are twisted to the right, and then we're going to do the opposite too on the next pose. So just breathe. Arms teed out or bring them down a little bit if that feels better. But just enjoy this twist for a few minutes. Take a deep breath in. And a deep breath out. Let your head come back slowly to the midline of your body. And you know where we're going next. You can keep your arms where they are. Lift your legs on up. Take it super slowly. And rock on your bottom. And send your knees in the other direction. Settle in here. We'll do the same amount of time on this side. Turn your neck a little bit in the opposite direction if that feels good. Or if it just feels better to look up at the sky, keep your neck in that position. Take a deep breath in. And a deep, slow breath out. And feel how the breath affects the pose and how your body feels in this pose. Take a deep breath in. And your deep breath out. We'll go on to a wide-legged forward fold next. But if you want to stay here, maybe go back to the other side, then do the other side again. You do what you like. I'm going to bring my head back up toward the midline of my body, and I'm going to let my legs come on up also. I'm going to send my legs long, and I'm going to press on up. I'm going to use my hands and press on up to seated. I'm going to bring either the bolster or the blocks, or all of it, between my legs. I'm going to send my legs wide and long and create a little setup here that's comfortable for me to just rest on. Legs are spread wide. Chest is coming down toward the blocks, the bolster, whatever you like. And rest your head. You can use just the bolster, just the blocks. Maybe you want to just put your forearms on the blocks and breathe deeply here. Ultimately, I want to work toward resting my head on these blocks, so I just don't feel like I have to hold on to anything. So put your blocks maybe at a height that works for you. Soften in your shoulders. And as time progresses here, maybe you can lower a block or remove your bolster and just use the blocks to a lower height. Whatever feels good, whatever feels supportive. Unclench your jaws if your teeth are touching. Remove the tongue from the roof of your mouth. And just come back to the tranquility in your breath. Control your breath. Breathe in. Breathe out. And rest. Big full breath in, followed by that big full exhale where your belly button goes back to touch your spine, really enhances the pose. Feel what you feel. Take that deep breath in and your deep breath out, and stay here longer if you like. And maybe you've noticed that you brought the blocks down quite a bit as you stretch out your low back and are working on the hips. I'm going to go to the wall now. Your choice if you want to do that as well. So I'm going to, this is up to you. We've got a couple poses to do on the wall. One is going to be legs up the wall. And then you can stay there for the rest of the practice. So it's a good long time. Then I'll eventually make my way back to the mat for final Shavasana. But if you want to stay there for a while, bring the props that you want to include, your eye shade and all that. So I'm going to bring, for right now, I'm going to use just the blanket. I'm going to place it down, and I'm going to sit on it. And I'm going to work one hip close to the wall and come to recline. Scoot your legs up the wall and hold them here. Now you can just stay in your classic legs up the wall pose here. Great pose to stay in a long time if you want. What I'm going to do here is a big one for the hips. This is a big one. You'll see if you like it. All right, so I'm going to start with the right leg. So I'm going to bend the left leg just a little bit. Trust me, just a little bit. So left leg's bent a little bit. I'm going to take my right leg and I'm going to put it up and create like a figure 4 here. So think when we do half pigeon and sleeping swan, that intense stretch you feel in the hips and your glutes, we're going to get it here on steroids. So maybe bring your heel of the left foot a little closer down the wall. Maybe working the sole of your left foot onto the wall. And you're in this figure 4. It's intense. Maybe you push the inner right thigh open some more. Maybe you work the left foot down the wall a little bit more and stay right here. Now it's not real relaxing pressing on that inner right thigh. So you can get a lot of the control here by bringing the left foot down a little bit more. And just let the right leg rest as best you can. Arms down by your sides, comfortably here. We're going to stay in this pose as long as you like. As long as it doesn't hurt. You don't want to have pain. If it's uncomfortable, breathe through it. If it hurts, come out of it. Don't stay in anything that hurts. I'm going to stay here for 3 minutes. I'm going to shoot for that. Breathe. Soften in your shoulders. And if you got that eye shade or towel, maybe you want to cover up the eyes. And again, come back. Don't be distracted. Let the negative thoughts go. Anxiety, worry, stress, let it go. Focus on internal peace, tranquility, serenity, letting the thoughts go and just letting the body be. Breathe in. Breathe out. Nothing more. That's simple. Just breathe. Scooch the heel down whenever you feel that you're ready. Take a deep breath in and a deep breath out. Stay longer if you want, but I'm going to go to the other side. Just be sure to give both sides equal time. I'm going to hold on to my right foot and just gently remove it and place it straight up on the wall. I'm going to take the right leg and left leg and right leg and send them both up the wall just for a breath or two. Then I'm going to get into the other side. So bend the other leg. I'm going to bend my right leg now just a little bit. Take my left leg off the wall, grab the calf, hug that leg in, driving the outside of the left knee away a little bit, pushing it in my inner thigh, and easing into this pose here. I'm going to slip my right heel, my right foot down the wall a little bit until I get that foot solidly planted on the wall. It feels good to just push the bent leg away a little bit. Find the sweet spot, and then let's do this side for the same amount of time. Arms down by your sides, shoulders, relax, no tension there. Letting this hip reap the great benefits that the other hip has. Maybe scoot the heel down a little bit, the one that's on the wall. Or maybe not. Maybe you scoot it away from the earth and send it back up a little bit more. Just find what feels good for you. Take a deep breath in and your deep breath out. Feeling how the pose feels at the bottom of that big full exhale. That's 3 minutes on this side. I'm going to work my way out of this pose. Going to remove that left leg, sending it back up the wall and straightening the other leg to have the heels meet. on the wall. Take your classic legs up the wall pose and enjoy this. I'll let you know when it's time to come out. You can stay here as long as you like. And some variations of this are enjoyable too. Maybe you let the heels come down a little bit, and maybe that feels better on your low back. Maybe you gently place both soles of the feet on the wall. That feels good. Or get back into the hips a little bit more by coming into that Supta Baddha Konasana-like pose that we do, or cobbler pose, butterfly pose, bringing the pinky toes onto the wall and opening up the knees to the sides. Breathe in, breathe out. Again, it's the variation that you like. Just having the legs up the wall calms the mind, slows the heart, and encourages peace in your mind. Stay here longer if you like. It's a great pose in which to end your practice. I'm going to make my way back to the mat for final Shavasana. And I'm going to stay longer in final Shavasana today within this hour time frame. You can stay longer in it too if you like, because you can always pause your video. But I'm going to take a longer final Shavasana so we can do that together. You can stay on the wall if you want, or bring your feet on down and roll off the wall the way you came onto the wall and make your way back to your mat. Classic final Shavasana. That would be just completely reclining on your mat with no props at all. I'm going to use some props. I'm going to place the blocks today down at the bottom of my mat. You could do the bolster too. And I'm going to elevate my ankles a little bit, or your heels, whatever feels right, to alleviate some tension on the low back and to just feel good here. Fully recline, grab your eye shade and your towel. I know some of you like to place a little towel. This might be a little too small. Put a towel under the back of your neck. Eye shade to cover the eyes. And the blanket. Maybe you cover completely up with it. Maybe if you've got one of these type of blankets, it's a little heavy, you can just feel how good the weight feels on the body. So you might want to get some sandbags or a weighted blanket, or just feel how good that feels to calm tension. You know, weighted blankets are said to really be good for anxiety. So maybe a weighted blanket is in your future. They're really nice. Arms down by your sides, palms face up, or you want to feel a little calmer today, maybe put your palms face down. You feel more grounded with the earth here. I'm going to wiggle my bottom, wiggle my shoulders, bring my shoulders, kind of tuck my shoulders under my back a little bit here. And let's rest in this final Shavasana pose. I've set a timer for 5 minutes, and you may stay longer. You know, you can hit your pause button on your remote and then come back to it whenever you're ready. But I just want to allocate this time within this hour to taking a longer final Shavasana pose with you. Keep the thoughts at bay. Body is heavy. Rest the eyes heavily in the eye sockets. Soften the area between your eyebrows. Let that just go. Don't hold on there. Even think of your ears as coming back to the mat as your face is expressionless. And you find peace here. Soften in the neck and shoulders. Heavy in the arms and legs. Big belly breaths up to the sky as you inhale. And full, complete, refreshing exhales. Surrender to gravity. Find your total stillness. Focus on those ocean waves of breath. Take your deep breath in and your deep breath out. Just a little bit longer here. Slow your breath down just a little bit more. And if you want to stay longer in your final Shavasana pose, you can pause the video. And if it's time for you to wrap up your hour, take a deep breath in. And a big sighing breath out. Take another big breath in. Think if the breath is refreshing and restoring and rebuilding you. And a big breath out. Let it go. Start to wiggle your fingers and toes. Start to circle your ankles. Inhale, reach high overhead. Take a big good morning stretch. Exhale, bend your knees. Roll onto one side or the other. Take your props or just scoot them aside. Rest your head on your lower arm's bicep. Soften your top shoulder away from your ear. Take a big refreshing breath here, in through the nose and out through the mouth. Gently float on up. Maybe keep your eyes closed. Float on up to a comfortable seated position. Hands to prayer center. Press your thumbs into your chest. Lengthen up through the crown of your head as you inhale. And soften in the shoulders and the hips as you exhale. Do another one just like that. Breath in and breath out. When you're ready, gently blink your eyes open. You did it. Congratulations. I hope you feel more tranquil, more serene, and more at peace. Hello to Tammy, Diane, Lynn, Kevin, Stan, Liz, Marietta, Tina, Rena, Bobby, Connell. I'm glad that you guys are here. Okay, in conclusion, my friends, fill your minds with all those things that are good, things that are true, things that are noble, things that are right, pure, lovely, and honorable. Think on those things, meditate on those things, dwell on those things, and become those things. Love you guys. See you on your mats tomorrow. Bye-bye. Good girl. You're still here, and I'm really glad for that. Keep this in mind. The path is made through repetition. Keep showing up, and good things will happen. You know that. I'm glad that you're still sticking around. Tell your friends what the yoga's doing for you. Our yoga is free for anybody and everybody on Facebook and YouTube, and they can join in anytime from the privacy of their own home. Tell them about our practice, please. If you'd like to support our broadcast, you can visit our website. It's www.316yoga.com. Stay on your path, enjoy your yoga, and have a great rest of your day. See you on your mats tomorrow.